This October we celebrated 23 remarkable years of Gulfcrafts. And as we reflect how far we have come, we also feel it's important to honor where we started. So this year our celebration is dedicated to the person who inspired it all, the man whose values and work ethic became the foundation of everything we have built. We have asked a very special team of people to share with us their insights on this rather exceptional matter. And we first turn to our co-founder and general manager, Mr. Vicken Deyirmenjian. Mr. Vicken, if you would like to tell us more about your idea, please.
Okay, so in the entrance of the company, I always thought that we should put something which is nice looking and at the same time it has a meaning. So few times I work with designers, with marketing team, some ideas, then we always kept it on the shelf. Then this year when I was thinking about how to celebrate this year, something came in my mind to look for a photo which is related with handicrafts, something related with the roots of the company. And then I remembered that I saw a photo of my father when he was working in his workshop in Lebanon, because he was always, I used to see him, he's hands-on in the factory, in the workshop, and doing, let's say, handicrafts work. And I decided that it's good to put this photo in the entrance of the company because it is related with the roots of the company. Our majority of our work is related with handicrafts things.
So the heart behind every creation and the hands that brought it to life.
Yes, the heart and the hands. So if we think about, I always think what makes us different from the market. I believe that we work with hands, we work with passion, and these are our strengths, and it's good to mention this in this, let's say, especially on 23 years celebration.
And how come people know him as Peter?
His name is known as Peter, okay. How come Peter? So I remember when I was a kid, one day he was telling me the story that his friends, they used to work with him. I know that he had clients in Egypt and he had clients in Germany. And one day one of his friends, which is his client, suggested that because he is known in the brass works, so he is there. They always know him in the market as a specialist in brass. So they came up with the idea to name his company Peter's Brass, and it became a very popular name in the market. And even with his friends out of the business, they used to call him Peter. So even myself, I didn't call him Dad. I used to call him Peter. So it's good we said that when we put his name to mention the Peter also there. Yeah.
And with us today is also Ms. Deyirmenjian, Peter's granddaughter. Dila, you remember him as your grandfather, but through the years, have you formed any ideas about his professional side? Some stories you might have heard that stayed with you and formed your perception of him as a professional, a craftsman, and a businessman?
Well, my memories of my grandfather was when I was quite young, but I always remembered him to be very lively, always trying to find a way to, keep everyone happy, active. He had attention to detail with many things, even when it came to every Sunday, what we're going to eat, the details of how to set up everything. So he always had, his specifications. I was very young, so not a lot of relation with work when it came to memories with my grandfather, but always this positive spirit was always active.
And of course, with us today is Mr. Harut Bedoyan, the head of our Bespoke Gifts, Awards and Accessories division and a family friend. Mr. Harut, you knew Mr. Peter as a person, but once the Gulfcrafts started and he would visit the factory here, what did you learn from him work-wise? What did you observe and brought into your own activity?
For me, Peter, he was a big mentor. So when I came here, he used to come and visit us approximately once every 2 months on the startup. And he put the first steps of the business, how we should start, the skills, how we should start, how we should be punctual, how we should work with passion, with the heart, keeping all the details there, at the same time keeping the company on the highest level of its production. So I remember lots of funny stories that he was, sometimes, you know, that time he teach me a lot. So he was my mentor, as I told you, and sometimes when I was doing things, let's say he comes and he stands beside me, he watches what I am doing, you know, it's like, and for me, like, you know, it's like irritating, you know, when your boss or your mentor is beside you and you're doing, and he's trying to find that mistake in you. So what I used to do is like, I do the job, then I used to call Vicken. Vicken, listen, take your father away from me. Yeah, I'm not able to work. It's like he's into these things that I will leave me alone, so I will do the job. Otherwise, I cannot do the job. He's on my head. But once, after another experiences, he trained us a lot, and he put really the first steps. So when he came and he put the foundry here, and we started working here, he stayed there, and the first casting, I guess, he was there, and he was monitoring it, and he told us, he trained us how to do and all the stuff. And after that, he bring the tools, and he started working by his, and I'm, you know, watching from far. Peter, you know, for us, Peter is like something, a big name, and he personally is on the top of the work, and he never goes, lunch is not for him. It's like lunch and late, you know, it's like time. There's no time. Work is work. So we finish the job, then we go have our break or whatever it will be. But he was all the good, positive vibes, always keeping alive the whole team, the spirit of the team, the skills of the team, and keeping it together. All this one we learn from Peter. And we are grateful to have a mentor like this. Basically, myself in my life is a big influence he has in my life and in the success of the company.
What happened is, that time for me, it was something which we took it for granted. And nowadays we see how important process is this in our business. And this is where I think, especially the department that Harut is managing, is based on this. So that part played a big role in Gulfcrafts, that process, which is until now we use it, and we are proud of it actually.
I remember he used to call every 2 days. He calls. How is it going on? From Lebanon. Peter, now leave us alone. You know, it's like you trained us. Leave us alone little bit. Let's breathe little bit. Every 2 days he calls. How is it going on? How is the foundry? Did you check the temperature of? Peter, what I will check the temperature now? It's, you know, it's like we are working. I'm not there on the specific. Check the temperature, okay? And off this and put this one on. And this is what he learned us. He was the biggest example to us. And now, as you see, our boss, he's into these details. I'm sure he got it from somewhere. So we are proud of him, and we are proud of you.
Thank you. And as we were saying in the beginning, celebrating 23 years, besides that, the photo, let's say, that we're gonna display it in the entrance, It is very important to mention that there are people who joined the company in the past few years. There are people that they are here 23 years, and there are people, let's say, in between. Not everyone knows that where is the strength that we have. It's good to know that this company has a roots. The roots that my father had when he was working in Lebanon, and when I was a kid, I used to see, as I said, his hard work. He was passionate for what he did and what he used to do, as well as he enjoyed the output of the product, that he puts it on the table and he watches it from different corners. I think that part I took it from him a lot, and I do the same until now. So this is where I think Gulfcrafts, we should always remember that our roots plays a big role of what we are today and what we are doing today. The year that we were building this factory, he got sick that time. He didn't get the, let's say, chance to come and see, because this was a much more wider, let's say, vision, I can say, than what he had. I always wish that he saw what we are doing today, because because it comes from his roots.
So, strong roots, working with heart, dedication, passion. That's the main message that we are bringing with us today. Thank you very much.